Once again, Utica, New York is on the global stage for the World Lacrosse Box Championships this year. The tournament has existed since 2003, happens every 4 years. This is the 6th time the tournament has existed. It's right here in Utica, and an extra special feature is this is the first time where there's 10 women's teams playing. So we have 28 men's teams, 10 women's teams across 28 nations, including the Haudenosaunee. Okay, which is key because they're playing here in Oneida County, which is part of the original 6 nations of the Haudenosaunee. So Utica's always been a hockey town. We've always loved the odd, but with the introduction of the Nexus Center, we're starting to bring in much larger tournaments on the global scale. And what that does is just completely fill all of the local establishments. And I'm not just talking about bars and restaurants and diners with all the teams, their families and support staff eating and going to the food and beverage establishments. Everything from visiting the zoo, playing mini golf, going on a tour at FX Matt Brewery, across the board. These teams come here from around the globe and they truly experience Utica, New York and Oneida County as a whole. What's even more unique about this tournament is we have a local native coming back home to play. Jake Silberlecht. He's playing for Israel. He graduated from New Hartford, went on to Hobart to play D1 lacrosse, and now he's part of building the global network of lacrosse players. And he's here on our actual turf playing in the Box Championship. Welcome home, Jake Silberlecht.
It's incredible. It's great to be back in upstate New York, and on one hand, everything's changed, but on the other hand, nothing's changed at all. So it's always comfortable and makes you feel warm inside to come up here, even if it is sometimes a little cold. So I moved to Israel in 2013, so I guess about 11 years now. Obviously playing for Team Israel, we play all over the world. When we do come and play in the US, I always parlay it into a trip to see my family. Actually, the Nexus Center hosts this tournament called the North American Lacrosse Invitational that's been going on for the past 2 or 3 years. So I get back for that when I can, but at least once a year, I get back frequently enough to give my mom a kiss on the cheek, see what's going on and see old friends. So the Nexus Center is a beautiful facility. Like I said, it's great to see the community building and growing and developing. Obviously bringing the women's hockey here a couple months ago and the Comets and all the youth hockey that they have going on here. It's really nice to see for me and really cool for me. How it works is, for example, we'll take me for example. I moved there 11 years ago. I'm a dual citizen, I'm American-Israeli, and how that works is with Jewish heritage, we have the right of return. I went there, went through the process to gain citizenship. A lot of my teammates did the same, just like under the World Lacrosse rules, 19 out of the 23 of us are passport holders.
It is amazing to have him here, particularly at this time for a big event, particularly with his friends and brothers who are on this team. And it goes even beyond that because all of the parents who are in town that we've traveled with before to other events, they're here too, and we get to show off a little bit, we get to enjoy, but most importantly, we get to see Jake, our once a year time, we get to see him here or wherever a tournament happens to be.
It's great to see him. Not all kids get to go on and play their sport after they graduate from college, and he still loved it, and I was very happy that he had the opportunity to continue on. And now he's 33 years old and he's still playing and he's still involved with lacrosse, and he's passionate about it and he's happy, and it's a good life for him, and all thanks to athletics and the people, the wonderful folks he met in athletics.
As he's taken on the responsibilities of being captain of the team, as being one of the primary movers and shakers of Israel lacrosse on the ground in Israel, they're trying to get Israeli kids to want to learn this game, to play this game, and they've been successful. They've had native-born Israelis on the field team. They've started women's teams in Israel, started girls' teams, and these guys are working their buns off, not just to play lacrosse, but to make lacrosse a sport that kids in Israel want to play.
Nexus was completely a worthwhile investment because of what we've been able to do in such a short amount of time. The amount of tournaments being one thing on the regular basis, which we anticipated when we were building it, that we knew that we needed a spot in the Northeast, in upstate New York, which didn't exist, with multiple rinks. What happened next was the Women's World Hockey Championship, the Lacrosse Box Championships. You know, the excitement and the activity add to all of the other practices and all of the other local events that take place there. It's been tremendous. The economic impact from Nexus is tremendous in that it covers so many different fronts. It covers restaurants, it covers hotels. It's not just a Utica-centric thing, it's an Oneida County-centric thing, it's a Herkimer County-centric thing. It moves in different directions. The ability to partner with places like the Turning Stone and other venues and the North Country, the Adirondacks, really adds to the flavor of what we've built. And so it's more than just what's happening in that arena at that time.
Utica has always been known for our hospitality, but for these games, we open our doors to the world stage. Just to name a few examples, we have 5 Points, the ICC. They hosted Team Ireland, their friends, their families. Cafe Canole in New Hartford, 2 local boys who've been cooking food for us for years. They had a group from Team Italy and showed them what our food's about. Buon appetito! Aquavino hosted a banquet for Team Canada, and Team Hong Kong was playing mini golf up at Palm Springs. Whether these teams are on the field or taking a well-deserved break in between games, when this tournament draws to a close, we hope they take a little piece of Utica back with them.